This is Rolando on Face the Tribune. As I always tell you, if you got nothing to hide, if you have no corruption, if you have nothing bad in your record, you can face the Tribune. Otherwise, the Tribune is gonna face you. And with me, of course, like always, my co-host, Mr. Producer, Mr. Clark Philly. Say hello, Clark. Let me see how you say hello. Oh, good.
I want to get you two.
We can see your hands.
Right.
We look like Channel 8 News now.
My
They
pretty
only
face
show
would
two
steal
people,
the
and the
camera
other
from me.
two they never show it. With me today, as I promised you yesterday, is Kevin Williams, candidate for Clark County Commissioner District B as a boy,
Correct.
as a brave.
Brave.
And welcome, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. I know you're a very busy man. You got a 9-hour job plus another 10 hours campaigning. You don't know. You really didn't know what you was getting into when you.
It's starting to come to fruition right now. It's basically, I have my full-time job, which is 24/7. There's not a whole bunch more time in there.
It is 24/7 that work?
24/7.
Really?
This phone is attached to my
I
head.
thought you were a director. Directors direct others.
I direct, and then they get mixed up sometimes, and they gotta have some more direction. So even though it's not during the daytime, it's throughout the day. So
Really?
I'm dedicated to it. It's a great job, and I don't mind doing it.
Okay, and now you wanted to run for county
Yes.
commission. Why county commissioner? Why not starting with something a little bit less glamorous or less important?
That's a funny question because every time somebody asks me, what are you running for? And I say County Commission District B, they say, what does a commissioner do? So
Really?
nobody really knows what a commissioner does, and
We was talking about that today.
it's funny. I mean, and I'm serious. I mean, it's almost everybody I've talked to says, "What does a county commissioner do?" And I have to explain to them. It's basically what I do now for Boyd Gaming. It's running the county. It's like running a big building, like a hotel and casino. Except for on the county size. It's basically infrastructure. Maintaining a budget, maintaining a crew of people. The county in a whole is quite a large area especially for District B, being from Rancho all the way out to the north and all the way east to Mesquite.
Did you bring me the map?
You know what? I'm sorry I didn't, but I can pull it up on my phone if we have to, and we can show it. I just came from the office over at Samstown, where I've been all day and running some big projects over there. But like I said, the county commission, it's a big responsibility, and I know I have the experience to do a great job for my constituents in District B. It's something I know.
I know
I can bring
I'm sure you do have
Yeah.
the experience, but how are you gonna convince the people they're gonna vote for you that you do have the experience to run for it? This is almost like the top job in the county.
Right.
For example, Clark County chairman is almost like the mayor in the city. And that's what I'm basing my idea, my opinion, my question to you. Why don't start with something less important so people get to know you?
Well, I aim high, and it's not, and I didn't take that into consideration when I went for for the commission. What I looked at was I basically have been living in District B in my home for 22 years, and I was fed up to here with Tom Collins for the longest time. And Tom, as we all know, dropped out or not dropped out, but basically resigned from his position with about a year to go in his term. Therefore, the governor had to.
Because they have to appoint
They have
somebody.
to
You see
appoint
what I'm
somebody.
saying?
They have to
I
appoint
forgot to
a
put that.
Democrat. they have to appoint a Democrat to the position, so Marilyn Kirkpatrick, who was terming out this year as well, and from the Assembly, District 1.
And she has some issues in the assembly also.
Yeah, I've read her, I'm studying her now, and I've read some of her, the way she's voted on some things, and I totally disagree. But we won't get into that now. But here's back to what made me run for commission is I can make a difference. I know I have the knowledge, the background, and the resources to make a difference in that district. It is an older district. It's one of the older sides of town, and it's falling apart. And I've been there for, like I said, 22 years, and I have a heart for those people in my neighborhood. I've been living around those people for 22 years.
Let me give you a different perspective of this, because I'm a couple years older than you are.
Right. About 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the problem is people do not believe when you tell them that you are capable to do the job, because they don't want to hear that. People, the voters in Clark County are not educated. They are not prepared to accept somebody different than the same routine brainwashing individuals that the government has put on them. You know,
you're absolutely right.
And unfortunately, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Donald Trump. People cannot believe that Donald Trump, he's a successful businessman like you are, you know, and they want to make difficult the fact that he is capable to run the country.
Yeah, you know what? I think people are tired of that thought process.
I hope so.
I think this is the year of change. If it's not, then God help us all.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
God help us all. And
What was Steve Sissel like before he ran for commissioner?
Businessman.
See?
It's all about business. We are running
It's not
a
about
big
what you were
business. This is
before.
all about business.
It's not what he was before, or what he was doing. It was what he was before. It means he's capable of doing what he's doing now, the same as Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, I mean, I don't know him personally. I haven't heard too many bad things about him, but it looks like he's doing a pretty good job on the commission. Now, he's also running this year.
He's gonna be here in September.
Yeah, he's up for
He's
re-election, and we'll see how that goes for him. But you can't sit there with a 7-member Democratic board on the commission. You just can't have that.
No.
We cannot
That might be
continue
one
to
of
go
your-
with
That's
that.
exactly what I said.
You know what I mean?
And why? Don't we have any Republicans in
What's
this
the
town?
makeup in District B?
As far as
Republican, Democrat.
you know what, the last I saw, I believe it was, I don't even want to guess. I don't want to guess on numbers because I don't want to be one of those
But
guys
it's
that
more
just goes,
Democrat?
It's more it's more Democrat than Republican, but there's a lot of independents out there that have to flip like a pancake this year. And that's what we're counting on. There's gonna be some flips going on there, and I think we can make up the difference with the independents. I really do.
And you know what, I was told that Kevin put some signs in Mesquite, and the signs disappeared.
Yeah, all my signs are gone. My wife and I just drove through there the other day, and we're checking out my spots.
So are you putting more?
Signs cost money, so I'm really debating if I
Yeah,
should
but
put
you're
my.
running for county commissioner. You must have a bundle.
I know Maryland does.
Let me give you an idea. Why don't you go to City Hall in Mesquite and tell the people, tell me what is the law, what is the rules, what is the situation with the sign? Because let me tell you, the same way the government lied to you, you are allowed to lie to the government.
Right, yeah.
You know, that's very simple. You tell them, said, I have put signs twice, and twice, you did it once, right?
I did it once.
Okay,
They lasted through the primary, which was a good thing, but then after that, I was hoping I'd get another, 6 months or 5 months out of that, and
Right.
they're gone, every one of them.
How many you put in there?
I think I had 10 signs out there. Those signs are expensive, they're like $50.
Oh, the
or something.
big
the big
signs?
ones, not the A-frame type, but the ones on,
the next
put the
one.
rebar in the ground
Yeah.
and tie them to that. And they were well put up, so kind of confuses me why they would just take them down like that. If they don't want to be represented by me, that's fine.
I don't think the people have anything to do with that.
Maybe it was just some
Believe me.
disgruntled person that went through and
You
said,
know.
we don't want this to happen.
You know, it's like, let me tell you, Sheriff Gillespie tells me that I am an anti-government person. I told him, I said, I'm not an anti-government, I am anti-corrupted
There
government.
you go.
You know, that's a different.
I'll tell you, you're always gonna get a straight answer from me. I'm not a politician. I'm not gonna claim to be one. I have no idea how to be one. All I am is an honest, hard-working guy who wants to make a difference in their district. And if it takes me further than that, then so be it, then I'll do a great job at the next level and continue wherever I go. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're gonna call me and ask me a question, if it's not the answer you wanna know, guess what? That's just the answer I'm gonna give you, because it's not, it's the truth. It is the truth. I'm not.
Yeah, but you're not gonna please me.
Yeah, no, because you're not
You're
gonna be, nobody's
please
gonna.
me. How do
There's
you
gonna be
expect me
some.
to vote for you if you're not gonna
Exactly.
please me?
Right, if I can't give you everything for free, you know, which I can't, you'll never be happy. So, I mean, that's, you know, in my area, and I'm not saying
Well, I
everybody's
don't
living for free.
I don't expect everything for free
Right.
because I am not a Democrat.
Right.
You know, so I don't.
You know what I mean? I mean, we all gotta put in our fair share, but,
We leave that to Clark. Clark know how to work hard for that,
Right.
for what he got.
yeah, my
You
district
know.
needs some help, and, I'm definitely the guy to do it, so.
Clark, I don't see you in the.
No, I don't wanna compete with you two, I know when I'm beat.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be a camera
You're
hog.
doing a good job over there.
Right.
Very good job. He's a good
Well,
guy.
I think you have the right agenda, cause you're running for a purpose, and the
Yes.
purpose is not self-centered, it's
No.
for your community.
It is not for
What can
money,
be
it's
better?
not for fame, it's not for, you know,
Okay, so let me
For all
ask you,
reasons.
when you win the election,
yes, when I win it, yes.
what will be your plan? What will be your agenda? The
First
thing, yeah.
off, I have to learn their agenda, see what they're doing on the board. I'm an outsider, I don't know what they've got going on right now. I can only
Just pencil it in.
read in the papers.
But you're
what's
gonna
going
be,
on.
are
I
you
will-
gonna be following the agenda? Or-
No.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna bring a conservative voice, conservative ideas to that board. And, you know what, I just feel that they're uneducated in some of the things that they're actually in control of. Basically,
As far as I know.
what I do is, things that have to do with infrastructure. I deal with Las Vegas Water Valley, the reclamation department, the county. I deal with the road construction out in front of our hotels.
Oh, you do?
I talk with these people. I go to meetings. I deal with Las Vegas paving and all that when they're putting cones up in front of our buildings and stuff like that. It takes that like-minded person like myself to talk with those people and make sense with when there's road construction. Why is there road construction all the way up Flamingo? Why can't we do this in a section at a time and not disrupt the entire flow of traffic? You know what I'm saying? Those types of ideas. With that type of thinking, I mean, we can probably make some small improvements in people's lives. And I just don't think that some of the people on that board right now, and I don't know what their backgrounds are, but I don't think they have that thought process like that. You know, you have to have experience in this stuff. Yes, they may be popular, and they're obviously popular enough to be on the commission, but what the commission is responsible for and what they have experiences are two different things. Miss Marilyn, I believe, and don't quote me, I believe she was in food sales or something like that. She worked for a big company as a salesperson for food, like to the casinos and things like that. I know a few people like that. So you take a person like that out of the assembly, which I'm sure she was a lawmaker and she passed a few laws, but now you put her on a board of water reclamation or the airport or, you know, things that have to do with infrastructure. What does she know about that?
Is she in any of those,
I'm not sure which
board
ones, but she's on several boards at this time. And what I'm saying is, you know, your experience, it took me 26 years to know what I know now. So you get put on, you get assigned to the county or to the Commission B by the governor, and now all of a sudden you're passing laws or passing along tax increases to people that, you know, you really don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, I mean, hopefully, with experience, if I'm not the person that my district votes for, hopefully with experience, she'll learn that and she'll probably do a fine job. And, but I just know I can do a better job.
Good, I'm glad you mentioned that at the end, because you were saying that she can learn. No, we're not gonna pay her to learn.
I talked about this with a few people. There's no reason for me to bash her whatsoever. I don't know her.
You don't
I've
need
talked to her once. She's a pleasant person to talk with, but I know what I can do. You're right. The people don't know me. Do they want change? Who knows? Maybe not.
But then, yeah, I think that you're right. You got the point. And I tell you, I told that many times to Dario Herrera when he was the chairman of the Clark County, and he was running for Congress against, what was his name? The guy that had the affair with his best friend's wife.
Ensign?
Ensign, John Ensign.
Oh, yes.
I told Dario, I said, the money you're gonna spend in attacking him or putting advertising, use that money to tell us what are you gonna do better for us,
to promote
how you gonna make it be different, and that's what people will love to hear. You're gonna find people that like to hear that antagonistic campaign, but the majority of the people that care for this country, they want to see somebody that is not gonna go into that mudsliding.
I agree.
I agree with that.
There's no point in getting any dirtier than this whole election cycle is already with the presidential all the way down. There's just no reason to keep on beating each other up. I mean, let's get some stuff done. That's what I do. I get things done. I'm a go-to person. So that's the way I've been. That's how I started in Boyd Gaming. I was mowing the lawns. I started mowing the lawns in 1990.
But your wife didn't know that.
Your wife didn't know that. When I first met my wife, I was out there mowing the lawns. I'm hoping she wouldn't drive by to see me mowing the lawn. I told her I was an engineer. That was a little more high class, but
it is a better job to be an engineer.
Well, you're inside. You're not outside.
No,
In this climate.
Back in those days, they used to put us in Wrangler jeans, black jeans, and a Wrangler shirt while it was 110 degrees and mow the lawns. So, I mean, that was pretty tough back then, I'll tell you that. But then, like when you get moved inside as an engineer, well, then your career can start growing.
But engineers it's only to change the light bulb, right?
No, there's a lot of other things. I was more kitchen equipment, fixing the kitchens and things like that.
Real engineering.
I was fortunate. I got to learn from some of the best guys out there, and I took it from there, and I grew into the position I'm at now, which is the facility director. So I get to watch. Actually, I get to manage people that try and think they're smarter than me every day by telling me little fibs here and there about how to fix things, and I'm like, no, you're not going to tell me that. I used to do this stuff. We're not busy on certain days. Come on, guys, we're always busy. But with that being said,
did they get along with you?
Oh yeah, I've been working with some of these guys. I just signed one guy's. Boyd Gaming does a really great thing for us every year. You get longevity type certificates, and they come with a little gift book, and you can pick a gift out from 5 years on. I just signed one of my guys. His name is Steve Martin. I just signed his 35-year certificate.
That's not a Steve Martin, the comedian.
No, not the comedian. No, it's Steve Martin. I started with him a long time ago. He's got 35. I've got 26 years, but it's incredible. 35 years with Boyd Gaming, and he's still going. I mean, he still has to work. So, he does a great job every day. He's dedicated. He's only missed 1 day of work in 35 years. That's incredible.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, we got some good guys over there.
What the hell happened that day?
He actually got sick. I'm like, wow.
It's impossible. The odds are way against that. He was out
What do you do as a good boss? Don't let it happen again.
Yeah, really.
I'm gonna have to write you up, buddy.
Jeez, what kind of history is that? The worst day of his life.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
I felt bad for him. I'm like, he just killed the streak.
Whoa. wow.
but that's incredible. Yeah.
That was, his name is Steve
Steve Martin, yeah, it's funny, huh?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
So you operate out of the Samtown?
Out of Samstown, yep. I've worked for Main Street Station, which is downtown. It's connected with a bridge to the California Hotel, so I was the facility manager over there.
Oh, they got a bridge?
Yeah, they got a bridge. It connects
Really?
over
They're
Main
called
Street.
flyovers.
Yeah.
Really? That's what they
for
call
people
them?
though, not vehicles. Yeah, and and now I'm back at Samstown. I started my career at Samstown. They put me over there at Main Street in California in 2005, and I stayed there until 2012, and then I came back to Samstown, and now I'm over there and I help out over at the El Dorado Casino in Henderson,
that's the one I was telling you.
and Joker's Wild over there on Boulder Highway. So yeah, we do a good job over there.
Yeah.
A little more going on at Samstown though.
Samstown, yeah, and Boyd
More
Gaming just
activity.
picked up, they picked up the canneries, both canneries,
Oh.
and the Aliante Hotel out there
Oh.
in District B, which is my district, and we'll see what happens with those places. I'm sure they'll be successful. Boyd Gaming's a great company to work for, and they do a great job, so, I'm not trying to.
So maybe,
How many employees you got total?
In my
Boyd,
department right now,
Boyd,
or in Boyd,
How many potential voters are in your district that work for Boyd? I guess
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know the numbers. I mean, as far as Boyd Gaming employees or team members that are living in my district, but I'm hoping there's a lot of them.
yeah.
how many are here?
That could be a.
How many are who?
Illegal.
You know what? None. I hope. Because the key word there was illegal.
The keyword
The
what?
key word there was illegal. That's why I said I hope there's none.
So let me ask you, besides trying to, first of all, communicate with the rest of the Democrats and the board, what else you got in mind when you take seat in the...
Energy management. There is a ton of money to save when you start using, the county obviously operates many buildings, and they own many buildings throughout the area, the county. And with energy management, I've proven just doing what I do to bring down energy costs significantly. We can take those cost savings and just roll those right into areas that need attention right now, which the talk is, we need to raise taxes because property tax revenue is not where it should be right now. So I think that we need to come up with conservative ways to bring that dollar amount up, and we need to start conserving energy, which will drastically reduce what we spend right now, so that we don't have to raise taxes. I just took a picture this morning out in front of my house, and it's been a problem for about a year and a half, 2 years, and there's a school, an elementary school up there about 300 yards from my house, and they water the grass in the morning. Well, there's obviously a broken sprinkler head over
And
there.
they go to the
And
street.
it comes right down to my house, because I live downhill from that. There's an ocean of water that comes down there every morning. That's thousands and thousands of gallons of water, and that costs money.
Do
In the
you
school
have
district-
do you have grass in your?
No, I do not. I'm desert landscape, and I'm solar. I have solar on my house. I'm
So
a
you
huge
don't. So
proponent of
you don't
solar.
have any use for that water.
No, I have no use for that water. I mean, the birds love it, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of money going down the drain, and that's tax dollar money. And those are things that need to be addressed. I mean, does anybody drive their districts? I don't know. I have concerns about that because in my area, it's terrible looking right now. I mean, there's garbage, there's tent cities and vacant buildings, and we just can't have that. I mean, we pay taxes too, and those are the things I need to fix right away.
I'm going to ask you something that I was reserving for Steve Cicero when he come over to do the show, but I'm going to ask you the same thing.
Sure.
Because the fact that you are new, you might give me a better answer than what I expect. Why do you think, you're not supposed to know this because you are the outsider, like you said. Why is those lights on all night long in that big, huge building? You go by there at nighttime and every floor is lit up.
Which building are you talking about?
The county
Okay,
building.
because normally that's because of egress. If there are people in the building, you have to have it lit for egress in case of emergency. You have to be able to your hallways have to be lit up so people can get out safely.
But I don't think
If
if
there's
people
nobody in the
floors-
building, then they should have timers either on their lights or motion detectors, which will cut some of the lighting down, but not all of it. You don't want all the lights off. But if you're saying it's lit up all night long,
Well,
as bright as
no, I never sit there and
Right.
spend the night watching, looking at the building.
Right.
But every time I go by there, every single floor is lit up.
Those are the things I'm talking about. Those are the things that I will look at. That normal, like some of the people on the district now, I'm sure, it's not their fault. They don't think that way. Where I have to think that way. I'm responsible for a budget in a building that costs money to run. We have to turn a profit. So I help by cutting expenses.
Your
And
manager.
that is the problem.
I
That
get
is the
judged by
problem.
performance.
You are
I don't get
responsible.
judged by, I get reelected and then I sit back and I just don't do anything.
And
There's
you're
no
not
way.
a government official,
No,
you
I'm
have
not.
to spend more and more and more.
Right, I can just
so you
take your
get
money,
more
I don't
and
care
more
about
and
it. Then no, that's not the way it's gonna happen with me.
Right.
No, I have these ideas, I know how to bring that cost down. And I just wanna step back one day when I'm an older guy and looking good as you are and say, I made a difference. I worked my butt off, I made a difference, and I hope I made one person's life a little bit better. Now, I'm hoping that's millions of people's lives a little bit better, but, I gotta start with one person at a time.
Yeah.
Are you running against someone that was just appointed?
Just appointed.
And because it was a Democrat-held office,
It's a
the
Democrat that gets
Republican
appointed.
governor had to appoint a Democrat, so that's kind of maybe
Little
should have been a
weird there.
Republican.
Well,
You know,
wait a
so
minute.
you'd be the one running for election. She never would have been elected. I mean, she's not been elected.
No, so she's basically
these are all
kind of,
positives
I
for
think,
you.
I think she slipped up once and said there was a sign or something like that I heard of that, she was running as an incumbent. And that's not true. She was appointed.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
She's
still
not an
in that-
incumbent.
no, she's not incumbent.
She was never voted in.
So the only ones that can be incumbent are the ones
Are
voted
the
in,
ones that
even
are
though they're
voted in.
holding the office?
Yeah,
Well,
remember
sure.
when I made the mistake with Josh Escobar, when she has her sign re-elect? I said, no, she cannot be re-elected.
Yeah, I
because
understand
she-
re-elect, but I don't understand incumbent.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's the
I
same
meant
thing.
re-elect.
Oh, okay.
She's not an incumbent.
Now I'm with you, yeah.
She
it
was
makes
not,
sense.
it said re-elect Marilyn Kirkpatrick.
Oh, okay. that
It was
makes
reported
sense.
to me, I did not see that sign
That would
myself,
be
but then,
fraudulent,
yes,
if you will.
and that's the way it is. I mean,
Yeah.
then it's kind of a mixed message off
So
the
she's
folks that
never
don't
been
really know.
elected, so that's a positive, I think, or
Yeah,
at least an equal playing field. And you are a Republican.
I'm a
In a
Republican.
much needed, for a little bit of bipartisanship,
Yes,
shall we say?
yes, yes.
That's a positive on your side.
Yes.
And she was appointed by a Republican governor, supposed Republican governor.
Mhm.
So, I mean, geez,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm just hoping that people are,
And then how do you make them aware of that? Well, we do
exactly.
that.
Who
How
was
many
it?
people understand that?
Yeah,
that's
Do
the
they
problem.
care? I mean, if
That's the
they're worried
problem.
about their next power bill being $300
Yeah.
because it's smoking hot outside, I don't think they care if she was
And
re-elected
you
or
mentioned the
elected Marilyn
necessity
Kirkpatrick.
for a
was in
tax
my house.
increase.
That's crazy.
After the biggest tax increase in history, now we're talking about another tax
There
increase.
you go. They need more money. It's always more money, and guess how they vote? Everybody votes. Yes, yes.
And you know,
yes,
I don't
yes.
know if the county commissioners have anything to do with, it might not, it might be higher than the county commissioner, the governor or the lieutenant governor, but the public utility commission.
Yes, that
They
needs
are
to
the
be an elected
useless,
position.
useless group of people I ever seen in my life. They are incommunicated with the people of Clark County. They are all the way over there in the middle of nowhere. They don't talk to you. They don't tell you who the public commissioners are. They don't tell you nothing, not even to the media.
Right.
I mean, why? They are that
Are
much
they
about
puppets?
the law.
Are they puppets for somebody? I don't know.
Gee, yeah.
Gee, what do you think?
I wonder.
I think that
The,
should be an elected position. What do you think? I think
Where I
people should
come
vote
from-
them in.
That whole solar deal where people were enticed to invest
I
in
was one of
solar, and then all of a sudden, all the benefits that you were relying upon when you made that investment were ripped away from you? Signs like highly.
Because why? Because
Well,
Nevada Power
right.
or MV Energy.
Sounds highly unconstitutional
Buffett
to me.
Didn't
And
want
that was before Warren
No,
Buffett.
it was after Warren Buffett.
It
Warren
was.
Buffett owned it at the time. You know, the solar thing was going crazy, like wildfire. So maybe the profits weren't going to be so positive on their end. So they go ahead and they slash the net metering pricing. Not slash, I
Is
should
there
say.
a lawsuit against that yet?
No, they actually, we just got a letter, not a letter, but I just got some information not too long ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that they were grandfathering in everybody from, I believe it was December or of 2015 up to December, whoever had or was in contract to get the solar panels on their house, they are grandfathered in for the low rates. For the higher net metering payback rates.
So probably in anticipation of trying to ward off something that's coming down the pipe.
Could be. There was a lot of negative publicity over how it all came down, and I think
totally unconstitutional, I
Yeah,
would think.
yeah.
I mean, God.
hey, everybody go out and get solar. You know, it's a great
Yeah.
thing for the environment.
Yeah.
The president talked about it in
And
his speech for the State of the Union, and here we go, Solar City, and everybody's picketing. They're losing. They
It's
lost
almost
all their
kind of like
jobs.
the bondholders of General Motors will just take your bonds and we'll give it to the union.
Yeah.
Kind of like that almost.
Yeah, and I tell you, Nevada Energy, let me use the same name because people know who they are, MV Energy. You know, and I asked Tony Sanchez that when he was here in this show, I asked him and said, why are they changing the name? What are you trying to cover? Because, oh no, we thought it was more practical, MV Energy. But it's MV Energy or MV Power or what is it? It's short for Nevada or short for, I don't know. Well, he never gave me a straight answer because Tony Sanchez don't know how to give a straight answer. And I asked the same question to Chelsea Campbell, the attorney for MV Energy. You know, she didn't know that. She had to research it, and of course she never got back to me. You know, it's to me, and then after the solar, people start coming to Las Vegas, to Clark County, then Nevada Power start doing solar energy too. They was putting solar, they was competing with the solar company. You know,
Maybe they said, "Whoa, wait a minute, we might have something here. We need to jump on the wagon."
I'm sure they knew that, but
jump
why
off.
do they need to spend more money when they got the governor and the county commissioners in their favor? They can rip everybody off, and they don't care. You know, they got no respect for the customers.
Right.
You know, we went there one day, me and Clark. The building is empty. Why? Why is the reason the Nevada Power do not have an office in Las Vegas?
I don't know.
The people in Las Vegas are not customers.
Huh?
You gotta go to North Las Vegas. You gotta go to Boulder City or Henderson, Mesquite. But Las Vegas doesn't have an office with human beings working over here. The building is empty, completely empty. Clark and I was the only two humans in there. The rest was the two ladies that was.
It was pretty deserted. It was
Pretty
a lot of
deserted.
space.
You know, I mean.
A lot of air-conditioned space, let's put it that way.
See, I can make a nice radio station in that building if they donate it to
Wouldn't
me.
even,
You got a nice place here. I'd stay here.
We can get a green room and,
yeah, the green room.
you know,
But,
so.
yeah, I mean, back to what I can bring. You know, it's that thought process which they need to have. The thinking right now on that board, I don't think. You know. No, I shouldn't say I don't think that they're trying to do a good job. I don't know their intentions, but what we can tell, it doesn't seem like things are getting done. So, with that being said, I mean,
They too busy.
vote for Kevin Williams.
They too busy playing golf.
Yeah, maybe. I
I'm
don't know, it's a little warm out there.
I'm
But yeah, I hope they're not playing at Valley High because they're thinking about putting a stadium over there.
Yeah, they
So we'll
Valley
see how
High's
that
gonna
happens.
be good.
The governor brought up a good point today in the RJ. I read.
He did?
Yeah,
Really?
he said who's going to pay for the road construction that it's going to take to bring the cars into the stadium. I mean, from I-15 there, you gotta get in there somehow.
Oh, they
There's
have
no
to
off
get
ramps
in-
over there at the
They have to
Valley
do
High.
an exit.
Yeah, so there's millions of dollars right there that are gonna be added to the project if they're not already built into the
Well,
project.
they
We don't
should
know
not make an exit over there. They should let the exit come in Tropicana Road or on Russell Road and let the people pass by the Tropicana Hotel and the MGM
that.
and
60-some thousand seat
Yeah.
arena, that's a lot of people to bring down Tropicana, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They gotta have a dedicated road over to the stadium, that's for
The
sure. I've been to
MG
the big stadiums in Detroit where I'm from, and that was the Pontiac Silverdome, and that place was huge. They had to build that out in the middle of nowhere just to get the people in there. That held 100,000
I
people.
live in the southwest part of town, and they passed all this stuff to build 60,000 homes
Mhm.
up the mountain there on Blue Diamond.
Right.
They didn't change one road.
Yeah.
Not one friggin' road. Now in the morning, I keep telling him, I cannot get here
Right.
before 10 o'clock in the morning. It's
Right.
impossible.
Yeah.
I can get on the road at 6, and I can be here at 6:15.
Mhm. Yeah.
I get,
I
I
can sit
guess,
here for 4 hours.
I guess if he
You
keeps
just
telling me
can't
that,
do it.
I'm gonna believe him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
absolute cluster.
Yeah, terrible, huh?
60,000 homes and not one
By the
road.
time he get here, it's time for me to go home.
Yeah.
I'm here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
every day.
yeah, because you haven't left yet, so the only reason.
You know, that's
Right.
it. Okay, now we go through that. What about the schools?
Well,
County commissioners really don't have that much to do with the schools, right?
you know what? I'm learning more and more about that. Actually, we're going to a meeting tomorrow, and my beautiful wife, Julie Williams, is sitting right behind me. She's not on camera, but she was telling me about a meeting tomorrow as far as the support staff goes.
I thought
They're
it was
looking
today.
No.
3 days.
There's,
Oh, 3 days.
there's one tomorrow I plan on attending, and I believe they're gonna be talking about how to restructure the support staff. I don't know if they're looking at farming it out, subbing it out to another company. I don't know what their plans are. We'll learn more tomorrow night about that, but,
I know, but the county commission has
They wanna
nothing
break
to
up
do with
I don't
that.
believe so, but I don't wanna, speak on something I'm not clear of, so.
What about the budget for Metro? Do you think, before we get to Metro, let me ask you, how do you feel about this medical marijuana thing?
Medical marijuana, if there's somebody out there who, and I grew up in the 80s, I mean, my friends all smoked weed, of course, and I'm not gonna lie, I smoked some when I was in high school. I'm thinking.
Well,
oh,
Obama
yeah.
smoked
Yeah, why should I say that?
Religiously.
Eh?
Religiously.
And Bill Clinton didn't
Well, it just wasn't my thing, but that doesn't mean it's not everybody else's thing, because some people
Yeah,
need
it
it.
is.
Some of
It
it
wasn't
is,
my
it has, I've read articles in some, on the internet, and it does actually, it is proven to help some cancers, to not cure them of cancer, but to
Well,
relieve some of the issues that
the
are,
relieve the pain.
the pain that is associated with some cancers, and you know what, if that helps somebody, so be it. That's grown on God's green earth. I'm a
But
born
do
again
you
Christian. I
think-
think God put that on our
Do
earth.
you think it should be legalized like that, like it is now? You know, where you got a district court judge then is selling marijuana, and you got a former detective with narcotics then
I'm
it has
okay.
a
I'm okay
marijuana.
I'm okay with medical marijuana if you have a card, and I know that people are probably going to listen to this and say, well, anybody can get a card. Well, that's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
everybody, they have
But you know what?
$300.
If you really want that card bad enough and you know you don't have anything wrong with you, then so be it. If they give you one, you get one. But not everybody's like that. If it's illegal for just recreational use, I'm for that. I don't think that it should just be, willy-nilly, you just go to the corner drugstore, pick up a couple of doobies and go smoke.
But let
out.
me ask you, my point is this, maybe I don't know how to ask this question. If the marijuana, part of the marijuana cigarette can be beneficiary for pain, for pain,
Right.
no matter if it's cancer pain or any other
Yeah,
pain.
there's a lot of other things.
It's other pain. If they are beneficiary why do they make it so difficult?
To get
You know how much just to get the card,
Mm-hmm.
$380
Yeah.
to get the card. Plus you have to go to your doctor, or the doctor have to, and I believe, don't take my word for it, then it's a specific, you might know a little bit more about this because you are out there in the street more
You're
than
out
I
there
am.
smoking.
No. But my point is, some of these people, only certain doctors, they accept the letter
Mm-hmm.
from only their doctors.
Right. I don't know. It's still pretty new. I heard Colorado's faring well, not faring too well with their new law.
I know.
It's not going well at all. So I think we should take
And
another look at it.
And the
before-
money is not what everybody was
I think
expecting.
No,
government's
it's not.
involved too much.
Yeah.
And anytime government gets involved in something,
all
you're gonna
messed
get an
up.
Obamacare fiasco.
I
and
wouldn't
it's
feel
gonna get-
comfortable on
Yeah.
legalizing that for everybody's use. I think it's a special use for.
I
people
think the
that
medical
absolutely
part
need
of
it.
it's some sort of a word to use to smoke screen everything is what I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
you know.
Could be.
I
It's just
believe that the drugs is so easy to get everywhere.
Well, they said heroin right now is like going to the store. Everybody's got it.
Yeah.
Everybody's on it. Your wealthiest areas and your not so wealthy.
On what?
They're heroin.
Really?
I mean, these are just the normal. Lawyers, doctors, businessmen. I mean, you don't know
They
who's
do
on
it?
there. Yeah, because everybody's so addicted to opiates. I mean, that's from the painkillers. They cost more money than heroin costs now. Me, myself, and this is no lie, I've never seen heroin, I've never seen anybody on heroin, but maybe, people that I walk by every day are on heroin, I don't know.
Could
But,
be growing your neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
You
we
never-
I mean, my
you
neighbors
never-
could be doing it. I
You
don't
never
know.
met Ted Binion?
No, but I did watch that whole deal for months, it was on the TV, and funny thing about that is, when I got jury duty for a case, and I can't talk about it, of course, but and I actually got picked for that jury. We were in deliberation in the room across from the jury that was deliberating on that case. So they're like, you guys gotta be quiet, that's the Ted Binion case next door to us. I'm like, whoa, really? Wow. That's kinda
Celebrity
interesting.
juries.
Yeah, it's like interesting, but,
I always believe that Teddy is dead today because his friends and because the law enforcement in this town. Everybody knew what he was doing, everybody knew what he liked, and even though the mayor part of the times, he never have to go out and get the stuff
Right.
because he had a special delivery or
Oh,
home
yeah.
delivery on the day he died, the guy admitted in court, then he delivered the drugs to
Right.
him. And the doctor next door to him, that Cuban doctor or whatever, I forgot his name now, Colombian I think it was, he lived next door to him, he used to give him the pills,
Right.
and no prescription, no nothing. The people around him allow him to get that bad involved in the drugs. And his friends were more beneficiary by him being high than because they can
Take
offer him
advantage.
deals, they can borrow money.
Take advantage of them.
Eh?
Take advantage of them.
Yeah, you know.
When you're out of your mind. that's
And
easy
I
to
tell
do.
you, Teddy was a really, really nice guy, very nice guy, but he was a junkie.
Yeah.
You cannot deny the fact that he was a junkie, and I believe that the police knew what he was doing, and they allowed him to travel from one point to the other with probably something in the, I know two detectives then knew about what he was doing, and they used to go to his house. Jan Jones, when she was the mayor, she went to pick up campaign contribution the same day that and this is not that And prior to something exclusive, it was in the trial. And I didn't miss 1 hour of that trial.
Really?
I was there every single day.
Yeah, I think,
You
we all
know,
got
and
notice of
I
that every
think,
day.
you know, she should have never been there as being the mayor, the official mayor, the elected mayor, not official, but the elected
elected
mayor.
mayor.
You know, she was, she didn't have to go, but politicians go anywhere for money. You know, that's.
Well, see, I'm not a politician, but I'll take anybody's money that wants to donate my campaign, that's for sure.
Is your election in November?
Yes, it's in November, here, November 8th.
On October is the
Early voting, and we take advantage of that. I hope a lot of people do take advantage of that.
You do?
Yeah.
You like that?
I love that, yeah. Let's get it going, like, you know, because then, you know, I mean, you
You
don't
know-
know the stats yet, but
then-
let's get, you can tell just by the feel in the air when people are going to vote early that there's something important that they want to, you know, that there's something going on. And just in the primary, I mean, look at the results from that. I mean, there was a lot more this
Well,
election's round than there was 4 years ago.
We have Joe Gloria here last week,
Mhm.
the registrar vote,
Mhm.
and I don't believe in I personally don't like that early vote.
You don't like the early vote?
Because I don't trust the election system in
Yeah.
this town.
You think you're gonna play the numbers while
I
they're
don't know what happened to that box
Yeah.
with all those ballots when they traveling from the Boulevard Mall to the election department. And I think you put that point in there too. I forgot what he said, but I'm gonna run the show next week.
Yeah, I'd like to see what happens to those boxes too, and, you know, where do they
Well,
sit,
Trump's
where do they
wanting
sit for a
everybody to
month?
be very, very vigilant this election. 'Cause
Oh,
they're gonna try to,
absolutely.
You know, people at the cemetery all day long writing down names, what the hell's going on, you know? You're doing research
Was you
for
always a
something?
Republican?
Absolutely, no, I wasn't, I was a Democrat for a while, yeah.
In your younger age?
In my
or-
younger
or
age, my younger age.
recent?
My younger age. You know, and then again, I didn't really follow it that much. I always did my voting, and I did that. My mom made sure we did that when we turned of age. But no, I wasn't always a Republican. But I'm
What
not sure.
college did you go to? UNLV?
I was not fortunate enough to go to college. I went to the College of Hard Knocks. That's what I went to. When I came to Vegas, I had to start working right away because it was just my mom and my sister and I. And so somebody had to bring some money in, and my mom was working, and my sister couldn't work. She had epilepsy really bad, so we had to take care of her. And
Well, anyone going to the UNLV Hotel Management School wouldn't know a damn thing more than you did anyway.
well, here's the thing. I usually say when people ask me, "Did you go to college?" I said no, but I tell you what, with the experience I have now, I could teach the class. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You know,
true.
if you want to sit with me for a few,
That's
you
what
know,
I took,
few months
hotel
and-
management, the best
You went to high
education I
school
got
here?
was,
You went to high school here?
No, in Michigan, Adams High School. I played football. I planned on going pro. I was gonna, you know, do the whole go to Michigan University.
So when you came here, you was already an old man?
I was already
pretty much joint-wise, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had to grow up fast. I mean, just to you know survive. But we actually, when we got to Vegas in '85, that was the best time in Las Vegas history as far as growing. That's when
85.
Green Valley started booming. That's when, I mean, we were the only little subdivision out there. My mom bought a new house with the settlement she got from the husband that she divorced after, I don't know, 18 years or something like that. He's a pretty wealthy guy. And she got a couple $100,000 out of that, so she bought the house. Brand new house.
In
brand
those
new.
days, that was a lot of money.
Brand new, oh yeah, it was a lot of money, but we bought a brand new house, and I'm like, Mom, why so far out here? I mean, there's
Yeah,
strips
Jesus,
way out
I
there.
know,
Where
my
was it?
God.
It was Eastern and Wigwam. There was
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
out there.
I know.
Yeah.
Dirt roads.
I moved to Flamingo and Pecos.
Yeah.
And people used
You
to
gotta
tell
ride a
me,
horse to get there.
people used to tell me, why you live so far away?
I used to actually ride my motorcycle on the desert and shoot my .22 rifle and try and hit the big water tower that was out there. The water tower is.
But I tell you, Sahara and Jones was far away.
I lived on Rainbow in '75,
Yeah.
and there wasn't a thing going toward the mountain.
I had a
Nothing.
friend that lived
I
right
rode
there in
my
the corner.
motorcycle, nothing was
Sahara
out
and
there
Jones.
except
Right,
bodies.
dirt bikes, and then it
Yeah.
died one day, and I had to push that sucker all the way back home, and I was like, it was dark. And I'm
Oh,
thinking,
geez.
wow, and I don't really know the area very well, and I didn't know the desert at all. I'm thinking there's gotta be rattlesnakes out here somewhere.
Yeah,
That's all that
yeah,
freaks me out. I mean, but, I love, Vegas is great. I love Vegas still today, and, I just think in some sorts we're going the wrong direction. So I wanna do my best, to.
Well, that's why I kept you talking about
Yeah.
your outside life, because I want people to get to know you
Right.
better. But now,
There's not really much of an outside life.
we got 10
Michigan.
minutes, we got 10 minutes left.
Uh-huh.
I wanna go back to the county commissioner
Right.
candidate,
Uh-huh.
okay? And you already told me that you thought that you can do a better job in the seat
Mhm.
than you're running for. And so I'm not gonna ask you the same question again.
Oh, I'm fine, no, thank you. I was water.
Oh,
But thank you.
well, I thought you said.
I want to know any other plan that you have besides getting along with the rest of the commissioners and
Well, getting
and
along.
you're not afraid to be around all those Democrats over
Not at
there?
all, not at all.
You know?
Here's something to think about though, and I mean, there's 4 seats up for reelection this year, look at this. And, if I'm the only one, and I
Yes,
hope
4.
I'm the only one, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not the only one who wins this, election, but, with just one Republican on a 6-member Democratic board, I mean, there's not much change I'm gonna be able to make, but I can at least school them in a few things that, might raise an eyebrow and they think, maybe he's got a point here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's.
Well, I tell you the truth, I think both Larry Brown and Steve Sisolak are intelligent enough to be able to sit down and negotiate. I don't know too much about Larry Weekly. He had changed a lot since he was a city council.
How much does party politics come into play with the commission though?
Huh?
Are there Republican, Democrat, like lines in the sand that,
No, I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
No, it's all for a common good, It's
Yeah,
about
it's
infrastructure.
just-
I mean, if there's roads that need to be built, my
not a lot
God,
of
they gotta be
ideology
built.
going on.
And
there, you know?
remember, before they become commissioners, they became politicians. So they
Well,
get
that's
along
I'm
with it.
skipping over that school.
Yeah,
I'm not going to the politician
Yeah.
school.
They,
I don't think
they
there's a
get
place for
along
that
with
anymore.
everybody and they,
No.
they
I'll-
don't wanna upset anybody.
And corruption and all that stuff.
I'll do my best to be honest with everybody. That's all I can do. Like I said, I'm not a politician.
My opinion, I may be off the wall, but there's a lot of juice that goes on with the commission is why.
Yeah, but I have a conscience too. And I know there's somebody higher power and, up there looking down on what I'm doing, and I wanna be able to answer for it when I gotta go, you know what I mean? So, I'm not playing that game. There's no incentive for me to take backdoor deals and things like that. I could have been doing that a long time ago with the position I'm in now, and I've heard of people that have done it, and it never ends well for them.
Do you think your son is gonna become an FBI agent?
Yes, my son Michael, he's studying right now to become,
he's studying now?
Yeah, he's got 2 years left in, criminal justice, and then that's his goal.
He got his hands full.
He's FBI all the way, I'll tell you what, he combs his hair, he keeps it perfectly groomed, I mean, he makes his bed, everything's perfect with him. His whole life is about studying, and on that computer, I mean, basically, I say hi to my son, I see the back of his head all the time, because he's always staring at his computer, just working on stuff, you know what I'm
And
saying?
Jeffrey wants to be,
And he already learned how to become,
no,
He knows what needs to be done, he's studying to get his degree, and then he will move on, whatever it takes to
yeah,
get to
but
that level, you gotta start.
let me ask you this question in my Spanglish. He learned how to be so cold-blooded like Director Coney and saying that.
I don't even wanna
Let's
get
don't
into
go
that.
there.
That's
Don't go. I'm just
No,
joking with
he's
you.
not.
I'm just joking with you.
You
Don't
know-
answer that. You want to give your daughter a plug in that radio station?
Yeah,
I heard?
Heather Collins, she's my daughter from From, well, she's 25 years
She's
old.
not gonna lose the audience now because she's your daughter, right?
No.
And then
She's
Jeffrey's-
awesome at what she does. I mean,
Really?
she started as an intern, just doing it for free.
What,
Learning all the ropes. She was going to school there for a while. Here's the story real quick, and then we'll take off.
Well, Jeffrey, you gotta mention Jeffrey too.
Yeah, Jeffrey, my other son, but my two boys are from my wife, Julie, who's behind me now. Heather is from my girlfriend from a long time ago. Heather, I lost contact with Heather when she was a baby. Baby size in my arms.
You have the
Heather, Jeffrey, and Michael.
with
Heather's
the-
my oldest.
Heather's the
Heather
other
with
one.
another
So
woman,
she's the product of
Another girl.
Monica Lewinsky's type.
Something like
Okay.
that, but I was only 22 years old, so. But anyway, long story short, I lost contact with her when she was a baby. I always said to myself, and I told Julie the same thing, I said, when that girl turns 18, and I know when she's gonna be 18, I'm gonna find her and we're gonna have our relationship again, because her mom didn't want nothing to do with me for some
It's
reason.
on for like 18 years?
I waited 18 years.
Jeez.
I found her on Google. I thought she lived in another state.
Not Google,
She was
MySpace.
MySpace, Google, whatever.
Well, whatever.
Find out that she was living more than
2
not more
blocks
than
away.
9 miles from me in the valley, and went to Bonanza High School and graduated. And I called her one day, and she was very understanding.
Oh, she lived here?
Yeah, she lived here. I thought she was gone. I'd never see her again, but she lived here. And then
So her mother was here when
her
you had
mother
the
was
relationship
here.
with her?
her mom was still here. I guess she was living with her mom, and on and off or whatever the story goes. And her grandma basically raised her from the time I was gone until 18 years old. But she was very welcoming to me, and she knew the story.
You were in a hide, and they were just hiding her from you.
They were hiding. Basically, it was I went to court to pay child support. I was paying child support
For her?
for her. That was when I got the job at Samstown, so I wasn't making much money back then, and child support was coming out of that check. I think I was taking home after 2 weeks after child support $150. So I meet this great person behind me, Julie, and she was understanding to the whole thing. She wanted to bring Heather into our family and help raise her and all that, but that didn't work out because her mother, I guess, didn't want that to happen. So I had to go back to court for visitation. The court, and she said, no way, I don't want none of that. I don't want to give up the baby. He's not going to take the baby home and be with another, mom.
Another mom.
So the court said, well, you got to give up your rights to Heather. So that was the best thing to do at the time. So that's what I did. And like I said, I told myself in 18 years I'll go find her, and I did. And now we have a relationship today, and she's a great girl, and she's working for 94.1, the Mix 94.1, and she's doing a great job.
Did Jeffrey mention Jeffrey?
And Jeffrey, my son, he's 24 years old. Jeff is working with a plumbing and electrical contractor, and he's kind of like me. He's a hands-on guy. He gets the work done. Jeffrey, one great thing about Jeff, you tell him what to do, and you better watch out what you tell him to do, because he will do it the exact way you tell him to do it, even
Like a
if you're
kitchen
wrong.
equipment guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
chip
I don't
off the
want him in
old
the
block.
kitchen but
And you, because I wanted you to be successful in this race, I don't mind give anybody a plug. You're gonna be Saturday with Steve Sampson
Steve
on
Sampson,
Veterans in Politics.
yes,
You
that's
know,
Saturday.
I want you, if anybody missed the first part of the show, listen to Veterans in Politics. You've been in that show, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. And listen to Kevin Williams again, because I'm sure then Steve is going to ask different questions, and Kevin is going to give different answers. Because
try to stick with the truth.
Because he's a politician, I mean, no.
This show will be on YouTube. Anyone can go to radiotribune.com, go to our archives, and pull up this show. It'll be on there listed under your name and face the Tribune.
Right.
And anyone, anytime, 3, 4 in the morning can do it, whenever, it doesn't matter.
I'll be looking
And,
forward to that. I'll be pulling it up.
Yeah, and then anyone you want to tell, of course, just tell them how to do
I'll
it.
paste it to my
And then
website.
we'll
I
occasionally
suggest-
we'll replay the show.
I suggest
think we're
that they
scheduled
do-
at noon tomorrow to
Put it on my
replay
website.
this.
No, I suggest that you do listen to the show
Oh,
2 or
yeah.
3 times,
Yeah,
so you get used to my accent.
Yeah, oh,
You
you're
know.
great, you're great. I
Understand
sure
what
appreciate
I-
what you've done for me and what, just looking forward, I mean, I don't wanna lose contact with you at all. I'm gonna
No,
be-
no,
I'm gonna be
keep
a
me
regular
posted,
down here.
whatever you
I'll be a
do.
regular.
If you're gonna have any kind of meetings with neighborhood, or if you're
Absolutely.
gonna, let me know, and we keep the people informed in the paper.
Absolutely, yes.
To do that, you know. Unfortunately, I'm not in your area,
Yeah.
in your district,
Oh, I get it.
so it doesn't do me any good to put signs over here for you, or where I live,
Right.
because I live in that
Well,
part.
you know, like a lot of people say, signs don't vote, I get it, but signs get the name out too.
That's
You
what.
gotta have the name out there.
Yes.
Name recognition is huge. Kevin Williams is a pretty common name. I just hope that they remember that on November 8th when we go to the vote.
Good, thank
So
you for
thank
being
you.
here today. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
See what it costs to get a big blimp
Yeah,
and put, used surplus blimp, put
Yeah.
your name on it, fly that sucker.
Yeah.
Don't cost nothing to fly it.
yeah, true.
Fly that baby around all day, all night, all long.
Can I say goodbye now?
If you want to.
Uh,
I wish you would.
A blimp, a blimp. He traded me for a blimp. I can't believe that. Thank you for
Yeah.
listening, and
Love blimps.
God bless you. God bless America,
Thank
and
you.
above all, God bless our troops.
Thank you.
You guys did very good.